Bonjour. Valerie, can you pronounce your name?
Valerie Donzelli.
And you're the director of Declaration of War.
Yes.
Great. So, why did you want to make such a personal film?
Pourquoi as-tu voulu faire un film si personnel?
Je crois que tous les films, all films are personal. When you make movies, it's an obligation, I think. But actually, it was a desire to make a movie differently than my first movie. And a movie with action, with vitesse,
Speed.
and love.
Okay. Talk a little... Perfect. Talk a little bit about the title, Declaration of War.
Yes, Declaration of War is something you don't... we passed. On n'est pas dans le fait d'être passif.
You're not. One isn't passive.
Okay.
When one declares war.
It's something action qui prend vitesse.
It's something where you're overcome by the sort of the speed of it.
It's about possibility of victory.
Okay. That makes sense. You say that the facts are very close to your story, but it's not exactly your story. Can you talk a little bit about some of the differences? Because it just seems like it is you.
Yeah. No, it's not my story because the film don't talk about painful and douleur.
Yeah, the film is not about emotional pain.
Okay.
Emotional pain. The film is about action and fight of
It's
two
about
characters.
It's about the struggle of the two characters.
And it's like we have knew these people very much, and we can see them with a good distance, and so the movie is not subjective but objective about this couple.
Okay. It's just great to hear how people make movies because that helps people in their process, and that's why I do these videos.
Je fais ces vidéos parce que c'est très intéressant de savoir comment les gens travaillent, leur processus, etc.
What did you learn from making your first movie that you took into making your second movie?
Qu'est-ce que tu as appris quand tu as fait ton premier film que tu as apporté au deuxième?
C'est surtout qu'est-ce que j'ai appris, what I have learned when I made my first short movie, which I didn't finish, and it was a movie like a maker school. It was an experience like to.
Oh, it was as if it was an experience like when you're in filmmaking school.
Okay.
Yes, because it was a very hard experience. I learned that never I did make that again. And it was a movie with a big team, and I know nobody. And after that experience, I don't finish because after I was pregnant and my son was sick. And after that, a long time after, I make a short movie.
Okay.
In Super 8.
Okay.
And with 3 people, me, a DP, and a sound designer. And I make it myself, produce myself. And it was very liberation to do that because the only lesson was just do it.
Right.
And I do it with material I can have.
So basically, you really wanted to have ownership and be more in control than the big production.
Exactly. Okay. And after this short movie, I shoot my first big movie, La Reine des Pommes, The Queen of Hearts. And this cette façon de faire.
That way of working.
That way of working s'est étendu après jusqu'à la guerre est déclarée, qui est encore un peu plus différent.
That method of working sort of extended itself to Declaration of War.
Okay.
You know, from The Queen of Hearts.
Parce que c'est un film un peu plus ambitieux, avec un peu plus d'argent, etc.
Because, you know, the film was slightly more ambitious, there was more money.
Où il y avait un peu plus de monde dans l'équipe.
Mais où, a little bit more people on the production team, on the team.
Mais où on a finalement adapté ce concept de petite équipe avec la guerre est déclarée, où chacun, du coup, et c'est là qu'est venue l'idée du couteau suisse, où chacun faisait différentes fonctions.
But where we adapted sort of that way, the way of working that we had found to Declaration of War, which is a little bit like our Swiss knife way of working, that is, i.e. that each person serves many functions.
But I think that the more important thing when you make a movie is to have the good team.
Absolutely. Was it hard for you to make a film so close to something that you had experienced?
No, because it wasn't like I live again my experience. It's not...
Okay. Live again, I understand.
Yeah.
You're not reliving.
That's right.
Reliving my experience. Because it is a work. And the work distance, it's something...
But because it is work, there's automatically a distancing that occurs.
Okay. That makes sense. So your film was entered by France into the Academy Awards competition. What does that mean for you?
Alors la France a nommé votre film pour faire partie du concours pour les Oscars. Et qu'est-ce que ça signifie pour vous?
Ça rend fier, et puis ensuite ça m'étonne parce que c'est la première fois que la France propose un film comme ça qui soit dans une si petite économie. Le film reste un petit film en France et
Well, first of all, it makes me very proud, but second of all, it also was a big surprise because it's the first time that France presented a film such as this, which is actually, you know, a very, very low-budget film.
Mm. And France doesn't seem to have, does it present female-directed films a lot?
Et la France n'a pas tendance à présenter des films qui sont de femmes metteuses en scène.
Je crois que c'est la première fois.
I think it's the first time, that's correct.
Yeah, I think I'm going to look that up. My knowledge of French films is very limited, but I've also noticed that women have an ability to act in France a lot longer than they do here in the U.S., but there's still many more male directors in France. And I don't know if you have a lot of female director colleagues and if you guys talk about opportunities.
Bon. Ma connaissance du cinéma français est assez limitée, mais je sais que par exemple, que les actrices en France peuvent avoir une carrière qui est plus longue que les actrices américaines. Mais est-ce que, par exemple, vous avez des collègues cinéastes, metteuses en scène, avec qui vous discutez du manque ou des opportunités qu'il y a en France pour travailler?
Oui, j'ai une amie qui s'appelle Laure Marsac, qui est réalisatrice et actrice aussi.
Well, I have a friend called Laure Marsac, who is a filmmaker as well as an actress.
C'est vrai que mais en même temps, on a quand même conscience quand on est une femme et quand on est actrice que la carrière s'arrête assez vite. Et plus on vieillit, et moins on a de rôle.
Right. Well, one still has the feeling that being an actress and a director that the career is fairly short, and the older one gets, the less parts one is offered.
And that's why a lot of women turn to directing.
Est-ce que c'est pour ça qu'il y a beaucoup de femmes qui après se tournent vers la mise en scène?
Peut-être.
Maybe.
No. What do you want people to get out of this film?
Qu'est-ce que vous voulez que le public retienne de ce film, qu'il prenne de ce film?
C'est difficile à dire, mais je crois que l'idée c'était de faire un film qui montre une vision du monde en fait, et qui parle de la solidarité, et qui parle de la liberté qu'on a d'inventer sa vie.
It's hard to say, but I think it's a film that I wanted to talk about a world. I wanted to speak about a world vision, about solidarity, la solidarité et quoi d'autre?
Et la liberté qu'on a d'inventer sa
And the
vie.
freedom that one has to invent one's life.
What advice do you have for other women who want to direct?
Qu'est-ce que vous pouvez donner comme avis à d'autres femmes qui ont envie de faire de la mise en scène?
Ben, de juste le faire, quoi, de passer à l'action.
To
Le
just
cinéma,
do
il
it.
se fait en le faisant.
To just do it, to take action. I mean, film is made while you do it.
What was it like acting with your partner, ex, who experienced all this with you? Can you imagine having anyone else in that part?
Comment est-ce que c'était pour vous de jouer avec votre conjoint ou ex-conjoint? Est-ce que vous auriez pu imaginer quelqu'un d'autre dans le rôle?
Non.
No.
Merci.
Merci.